The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Gruen is back for its 17th season. Tonight at the new time, they've brought it forward to 8 o'clock on ABC. And the host with the most, of course, joins us once again, Will Anderson. Hello.
Yeah, hello. They have brought us forward to 8 o'clock because our ageing ABC audience needs to get to bed.
100%, Will. 17 years. You ever look back at what you look like when you were first hosting the show?
Fresh.
Because there's some photos in our hallway here, and you walk past them every now and then, you go, oh, my God.
Well, my advice is to any kid listening right now is there's going to be a lot of fashion that comes your way. The coolest thing. Don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Wear basics for your entire life.
I must admit that, so basically when I was doing the Glass House on the ABC, within 5 years, I reckon I had, I'm going to say 30 different haircuts. And I had an ex who used to like to get out the DVD and just flip between my bad eras of haircuts, where I was good. Oh, Blink 182, that was a great look. But in Gruen, I have literally been wearing the same suit for the last 17 seasons, 17 years of wearing the exact same suit, because we only wear it 10 times a year, every year. So, you don't need a new suit. And so, literally, you can do a flip book of me aging, basically.
In the same clothes.
It's only your face that changes.
So it's the black suit.
Older and older and older.
Have you only got one black suit?
It's the ABC, of course, there's only one.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
And everyone shares it.
I was going to say it's one black suit and it fits Adam Hills and me. But
it's like this sort of the travelling pants. Some reason it just molds to people's bodies.
If I ever put my arms up on the desk, this is how you know how old the suit is, they get shine in the cameras off the elbows.
That's so good. Yeah. I mean, the thing about a Gruen that does change every week is, of course, Todd Sampson's T-shirts. Has he got another batch fresh, ready to go?
Yes, he has a great T-shirt on tonight's show. It is funny because Todd, because of the T-shirt, he's the one you actually see age the most. Now, when he first came onto the scene, he was this hot young avatar. That everybody wanted him to burst out of the T-shirt, and he was on the front cover of Men's Health magazine and climbing up mountains. And now he's just like a daggy dad in a T-shirt, and you're like, come on.
Now he's part of a recipe in a That's Life magazine.
whereas Russell looks like a 60-year-old Harry Potter who's grown into his look. Russell looks better today than he did when we first started doing the show. I think there's a Dorian Gray style advertising portrait in Russell's attic because he looks amazing.
Okay, here's a question. Would you rather, I mean, some people don't have a hot period, right? But would you rather have looks at the start and then grow out of them to the people go, oh, he's not any good anymore. That means when you're younger and you're fresh, that's when all the action is happening. Or would you rather be sort of like normal on average and then grow into your looks and then be like, oh, wow, there's something about him later in life? Will?
Oh, man, this is the really, would you love to, rent an expensive place in the city when you're young or save your money for retirement when you're old?
Yes.
And you can't go there anymore. That is a good question. I'm going to my looks. I feel like my 70s is going to be a sweet spot.
Me too. I think losing your looks would be devastating, but never having them and getting them, that's a bonus.
Well, I went to a high school reunion and the first person I saw was the hot guy from high school.
Was it horrendous?
And he peaked in high school.
Oh, that's so exciting to see.
Yeah, and I go, that's disappointing for him because... the glory days are when you're 17 and then you've got to go through the rest of your life not being that person anymore.
Well, there's actually someone we're talking about on the show tonight, I don't care about us talking about the show, but this is actually relevant.
Yes.
That is about Bob Irwin on the show tonight. And Baby Bob, I literally own shoes that are older than Bob Irwin. Yeah. And Baby Bob, we remember him being dangled in front of a crocodile by his beloved dad, and that's how we first were introduced to him. And now he's a fully grown adult with his, clothes off in his undies doing an...
And a python around his neck,
No, I don't know about
it. It doesn't sit well.
One down his pants, and I think one on his palm. It is...
Yeah.
It made me... some real weird feelings seeing Bob, and we'll get to see, the whole lifespan of Bob, from Baby Bob through this era of Bob, and then, maybe if he does let it go at some stage, we get to see Slob Bob as well. We get the whole experience.
But don't you think, though, so you had that photo shoot, that photo shoot was in his underwear, snakes all around and all that sort of stuff. The weirdest part is that Terry was just to the left.
I know.
You just know that she was.
Yeah.
On that, did Terry come to Gruen?
Terry didn't come to... Like, Terry
No, they're
is
just
the,
talking about the ads. He's
Oh,
not on,
right.
he's not on
I
the
thought he was
panel.
on it.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, even they're talking about the ad. I can't believe Terry didn't go.
Well, a
to
lot of
one.
people can't. A lot of the women who look at Bob
It's very,
kinda
I
look
find
and
it
go,
very
"Oh,
uncomfortable.
I can't look.
Because he was a child.
I mean, and then they look. Then you look, didn't you? Nat?
It's like when Harry Potter got pubes and he was in that play.
I put my hand over his face and then looked at him, and wasn't so bad.
Is that better? I don't know if that is better. You put Steve's face on Bob's body. And you just go,
Oh, no, that's not
Steve,
right
have you
either.
Okay, crikey. Can I tell you this?
Go.
This is a true story. I was lucky enough to meet Steve a couple of times, and once I met him with Terry, and I was catching an elevator with them up to the 6th floor to do a radio interview together. And while they were in the lift, it was just me and them in the lift, and they started making out with each other.
Oh,
Did they really? How
oh my God. So you're third wheeling to the Irwins.
Yeah, I was just like, I was standing as far away as you can in a lift. They were in one corner, I was in the other corner, but it was like real affectionate.
Isn't that crazy? 'Cause I'm not going to say who it is, but there was a certain TV host that had a certain relationship with a certain contestant on that TV
Are you
show.
certain?
I'm certain because I was there. And then I was in the green room, and then she sat on his lap and then started getting with each other. And it was just me and them two. And I was like, what are you... and it's like, why do people do that? And I'm sitting there and they're not even looking at me. And I'm just like, they know I'm there. Do they want to be watched? Will, is that like you? You want to be watched? Is that what your thing is?
I mean, I don't think I instigated this. Imagine if that was my thing.
As a voyeur.
Only with famous couples, so I'm just luring famous couples into a lift with me and going, go on, do it. Come on, Rose, give Tasma a pass. Come on, give her a pass.
Well, that's lovely that they love each other.
Susan Leigh. We've been talking about the
Susan
fact,
Leigh, yeah.
Sorry, Leigh. We've been talking about the fact that she put an extra S in her name because she's all about astrology, right?
Well, like, Will took an L out of his.
That's what I mean.
Is that the reason why?
Yeah, that is actually the reason why you're right. But now, under the Susan, obviously because I'm an ABC employee and we have to be balanced, I will be adding back that L and I'll be putting an extra L in. It's now Will with 3 L's. So I've gone the other direction.
So is it going to be LWILL? Because that'll be like a little bit. That feels ABC.
Yeah, silent L at the... Yeah, so there's a... Then the I, then the double L. That's how I spell
Perfect.
my name now, numerology.
Yeah,
style.
So you chucked your numerology into an online character, your full name, which is William James Anderson. And your number one, your destiny number. So your number's 119. Your destiny number means that your resourcefulness and you've got nervous tension.
That sounds right, Will.
Actually, that actually is pretty accurate. That does sum me up pretty well.
Yeah. So the next one is your...
I'm wearing the same suit for 17 years.
Yeah.
So you're amazingly
nervous.
accurate.
The next one is your heart's desire, and that's number one. And that means number one is the desire to succeed, be above average, and for controlling your own destiny. And that
You've
is
nailed
you.
that.
Which he
That
does.
is
That's you to a T.
That is you. Number 9 is your personality number.
Does it say anything about his hips?
What's that?
I mean, can you imagine is actually a real thing and Australia becomes the numerology country? That's what the Liberals get in on. It's all numerology.
Yeah.
Look, we don't know. We haven't got the budget to add up, but we've got some great numbers and they're going to fix everything.
Yeah, we've got all
I reckon
numerology,
you're right.
no vapes. Okay, so number 9 is your personality number, and that is ideals, desire for self-fulfillment through working for others. No, for working for others.
Well, he's working for us because he works at the ABC. For that's
That's right.
Australian.
I don't know. I think Will works for himself.
Yeah. He's got
There
his
you go.
body.
Well, hang on, don't be like that. I work for others. The whole point of my job is I travel from town to town trying to bring joy to people.
That's right.
Nathan. What are you talking about?
Okay,
And
Santa.
he does.
He does. for how much for a ticket?
Well, you can watch him on the
I'm doing
ABC
this
for free.
But Nathan's ruined. 8 o'clock tonight.
Well, it's always a
Will.
pleasure. We'll catch up again soon, buddy.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We got a new federal Liberal leader yesterday when Susan Leigh was voted into the position.
I love it.
I think it's
Ticking
good
all
news
my
for
boxes.
their team. I was wondering, though, now, I did mention this to you yesterday. I was wondering if she's going to be the right person because her hair's thin.
Okay.
Sean.
Or just judge a woman because of her hair.
No,
no,
sorry. Peter Dutton, we called him a testicle, so it's good
But
for the
he
geese.
looked
good for
like
the
a
gandicle.
testicle.
Well, I'm just saying, these are the things you pick up on straight away.
I
And
don't
he
think
didn't
that's
really-
going to impact her ability to lead the
And
Liberal
Sean,
Party.
No, nor look like a testicle.
Remember-
but
no, remember-
these are the things we say.
Those glasses should go down in history for untesticalizing How would you say that word? It's not one.
But if
No, but if it was going to be one, how would that be? Untesticalizing
Yes.
his face.
No, that's true.
The interesting thing about Susan Lee, she's actually led a very interesting life, but she, her name's Susan is spelled S-U-S-S-A-N, a bit like Suzanne, the
This goes to
clothing,
that.
the clothing
Yeah, my
company.
nana worked there.
But
Shirley.
it hasn't always had an extra S in it. She put that in. That is a
Because?
new addition to her
It
name.
was a numerology. Apparently it's good.
So she added an extra S because it made her name numerology better.
Yep. So basically it meant
Yes,
the
I
extra
know.
S in
Yeah.
numerology would mean that her life would never be boring. And look at her now, doing one of the most boring jobs on the planet. There's
I'm
littered
in
with
politics.
meetings.
Okay, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Can you manipulate numerology that way? Because if your
'Cause that
name,
wasn't
if
your
that was
name.
your name that you were, given at birth, and then you just added in later to make your numerology better, is that the way numerology
Well,
works?
maybe not, because remember Feng Shui? That is
Yes.
basically, it's like you can move things to create a better zone. So maybe that's the guide, and it's the floor plan of what you need to do to be better. It's like buying a house with a 7 or an 8 in it for the
Yeah,
Chinese.
people do that, so I guess they
Yeah,
manipulate it in that way.
Yeah, because you don't
So
know
if I
what's
just
born
lie
in
about
a
my
house.
birthday, I can be a different.
No, I think you need to
Star
change your
sign?
birthday officially.
I'm not really into that because, as
No,
we know,
really?
Neil deGrasse High, he told us that
Neil
stuff's
deGrasse Tyson, yes.
deGrasse High. He told us that all of that stuff is fake.
Well, what? A scientist told you that?
We've got a
What would he know?
numerology calculator online. It's
Yes.
it's a
Well,
free
give
version,
us
so it's
something,
probably
give us
the
something.
best. My name's Nathan Morris.
Yes.
I don't know where the number's been. I'm a 5. And that means,
Oh, no.
I know. It's derived from all of the letters from your full name at birth. So Nathan Morris, blah, blah, blah.
Did you put Nathan Bryan Morris?
No, yep, Brian Morris, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so do I just read out the numbers separately, Amy?
Does that make them...
I'm a 5, 9, and 3. Sorry, 5, 9, 5. So I'm a name number, which is smartness, curiosity, willingness to accept changes. I'm not that good with change. The desire for adventures, ideals, and doing useful things. I've been doing useful things.
You don't really
adventures.
desire adventure,
I'm
though.
not like going up Everest.
No.
No.
A lot of hard work. And then personality number 5, constant movement, a lot of experience. In what? With
Sean, can you
personal?
stop eating your eggs, please? We're talking.
No, we're having a lovely conversation. I'm into it. I'm listening, you know. That's what happens.
John McManus.
Yep.
Right there, Mick. Does that know you have those 2
MCMANUS.
C's? Does that know you've got the 2 C's?
Sorry. Nat, I'm having a conversation with my friend.
All we can hear is the clinking of your fork in your egg bowl.
I'm comfortable.
Sean, you're a 5'9".
Okay. Oh, that goes down Canning Highway.
Yep. So Sean, smartness, curiosity, willingness to accept changes. Yep.
Well, nobody agrees with
The
that.
desire for freedom, travel, expanding horizons, and changes.
You do have a desire for freedom.
I know. Get this woman away
range.
from you. I'm saying. What woman you go, Megan?
Woman, entire
Hey,
family.
you can't
keep
say
going.
this stuff after 7. I've told
Could
you.
it remind me? And then number 9 is ideals, desire for self-fulfillment through working for others. Mate, that said from borrowing from others, I believe. All right, Natalie, Monica,
Yes.
Locke. Sorry, I'm not like a girl in the typing pool, so it'll take me a second. Speak amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
What are you getting from the shops today, Sean?
More eggs by the look of
More
that.
eggs, yeah. I think
You
that's
are
on the card.
slamming the pocket eggs at the moment. Remember, that's a
Gotta be
danger,
careful,
Sean.
mate.
That's a danger there. Natalie is a lock with an E, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Tell them why, Nat.
And that was added. That was added
Fancy.
like in the late 1800s to
For
make us-
numerology purposes?
I don't know about numerology, but to make us sound fancier.
Back in the 1800s, Adrian Alexander said, "Would you like to buy a vowel?" And the Lock family said,
they
"Yes,
did.
yes."
They
we'd
had
like
some
to buy
money.
an E. All right, you, Nat, are a you're different numbers. You're a 173.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Don't
Number
fight
one.
me.
Number 1.
It's like the Polar Bear Express.
Resourcefulness, nervous tension. That is Lewis.
That's right. Yeah, that's my goal. It's true.
All right, that's when we know she needs to go to the
Number
bathroom.
7, right? This is your heart's desire, this
Okay.
number. The desire for a rich inner life, even at the price of loneliness and isolation.
No.
No, she's got the isolation, isn't it?
No.
She's
I'm
isolated.
having the best time ever.
Yeah, she's the most isolated city in the world. That's Perth. And you're you're isolated in the most isolated city in the world.
What's the
Me
next
too, don't
bit?
worry about it. Personality number, right? Number 3, no. Success through cooperation with others.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Jeez, nah.
Ah.
No. No, we talk
unless,
about
unless it's going her way. These are I just think it's all bullcrap, really.
Yeah. But people live by this. You just mentioned about buying a house. Oh, no, I can't buy that house unless it's got the right number for me.
Yeah. I'm also like, I mean, these things here, to wake up and live your day by it. Like the star sign people go, oh, you know, like for me, I know apparently I'm going to die because I have my Indian zodiac done by a bit of a building crumbling and hitting me on the head. I don't believe that.
Apparently Ronald Reagan used to make a lot of, when he was president of the States, used to make a lot of decisions according to what his astrologer told him.
God.
Which is horrifying to think that that's how, like, the free world is being run.
Well, we did see this in Game of Thrones, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did. So that's a documentary.
What do you think about all this woo-woo stuff? I mean, Katie and I years ago went to the Royal Show and went and got gonged in a teepee. And all these other people going, I can feel it. It's like, no, this is a weird woman wearing a muumuu gonging us with feathers in her hair. And we paid $15
You have it for your spiritual experience.
I just didn't feel
at
gonged.
the Royal Show.
Yeah, Natalie.
1324
Drive me the bumper car. Woo-woo.
Are you or someone you know into a bit of woo-woo
And look,
action?
we might be talking about right now, and you're being very disrespectful to the goddess.
Yes.
Of gone.
Athena.
We're very happy to hear from you.
Please school us in why numerology and gonging and yarnies.
Maybe seeing a psychic.
Yoni massages.
No, that's just mini stuff. Okay. Anything of magic, make us believe. Give us your example on why it is true. Or give us your example of why it is utter crap.
Have you used it to guide any of your big decisions in life?
We had a girl from school who we didn't see for a while afterwards, and we knew there was an indicator of something going, different with her because she didn't shave her legs for a while. And then I was like, whoa. So, and that was huge at the time, and people were talking about it.
Yeah.
And then she went off, and I haven't seen her again since, to be honest. I hope she's alive. But she went to a commune, and in which they would basically dwell in trees.
They would, okay.
They dwell in trees.
So
They
like
nature,
a tree house.
And then Natalie, as at that time of the month for the ladies would go to a grounds together to spend those days together doing that.
Or yelling
away
at each
from
other.
the men. It sort of sounds like such very misogynistic setup.
Cherie's in Padbury. Hello.
Hi, good morning, guys.
Hi, Cherie. Okay, is there a bit of woo-woo in your life, Cherie?
Well, in my younger 20s, I was nuts about anything like, tarot cards. Rooms,
Did you have one of those pewter? Did you have one of those necklaces that was a bit of pewter at the top and there was a raw crystal hanging down from the bottom of it?
Oh, I had crystals everywhere, and I wasted a lot of money over the years on different things.
Yeah.
But anyway, when I was in my early 20s, I fell pregnant. And I went to this spiritual festival, and I thought, one thing I'd never tried was get my palm read. Mm-hmm. So I went into this little cute tent and sat down and started reading my palm, this guy, and I said, do you see any children in my future? And he said, oh, no, I think they're way off.
And you were pregnant
Are you currently pregnant?
I was pregnant, but I wasn't showing. So and I said, well, how many years do you think maybe? He said, maybe 3 years. And I said, okay. And I also knew I was having a boy. So I said, when I do have children, do you think I'm more likely to have boys or girls? And he said, you'll definitely have, your first child will be a girl.
Yeah.
And he said, if you have any other children after that, he said, I think you're just going to have girls. And
did you stand up at that moment with your sonogram, ram in his face and go, in your face?
Well, I was like, you should give me my frickin' money back.
Dude, honestly, though.
The poor guy, it's a 50-50 chance, isn't he?
Standing up and saying either the doctors have got it wrong because I know I'm having a boy.
Or this man in the tent is right.
Yeah. Yes.
This man in the tent.
Then, many years later, I didn't have any girls. I've got 3 sons. So
it couldn't have been wronger.
This man in the tent.
And that took me that time. I've never been to anything like that since.
You gave up. That was the moment.
What did you do with the crystals?
I'm over with this.
Yeah, I just thought, okay, you're full of it.
Yeah. What a moment of awakening.
Do you have any crystals to sell right now? Because you're getting rid of them or not? You all right?
No, I think over the years they've dwindled away.
Yeah, great. Well, okay, well,
Thank
that
you,
man in the
Sheree.
tent was wrong.
Alicia's in Armidale. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Alicia.
Touch of the woo-woo about you, Alicia?
Well, I'm actually Indigenous, and we have lots of different
Ah, yeah, right.
stories and
Yeah.
things that we believe in.
You know what? And straight away, isn't this ridiculous? Because it's Australian, I feel like it's real.
It's real. Yeah.
Because we don't bullshit.
So talk us through some of the stuff, Alicia.
Okay, so we have this super strong belief that if we're outside at night time, we do not whistle because it will call things to you that you don't really want to see.
So it's bad spirits.
Yeah.
Night whistling.
Yes. We have one about a certain animal. For my family, the woolly wagtail is actually really unlucky. And if we were to see it suddenly just popping up or following us, when it usually wouldn't, something bad is going to happen.
Oh my God! Remember the
So
one that got
that's
into
a-
Bradley, from Bobby from the West Coast Eagles, not West Coast Eagles, Wildcats. Brad Robbins.
Brad Robbins.
Got into his house and he screamed.
Yeah, he
did
that's
scream.
why. That's why. Yeah,
I see
keep
them
going.
all the time.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And one more is that if a family, like a significant family member, passed away and someone was pregnant that same year, we're likely that they'll be the same sex as them. So my nana passed away and my daughter was born that same year and she looks just like my nana.
No
Wow.
way. So the last person dead is the new baby that's going to become, basically. So the last person dead,
Like a way of bringing them back.
yes, so a part of them goes into the new baby.
Yeah.
And Alicia, just saying that's in your experience. Has that worked in other family members as well?
Well, my dad has had experience where it's like the willy wagtail and then unfortunately a family member passed away not long
wow.
after.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So,
I thought we had to look out for the vultures of death, not Willy Wagtail.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, now we're in trouble.
We should name them
So,
a little bit more appropriately.
Is the willy wagtail, is that like the animal, is it specific to your family? Or like, so it's not willy wagtails across the board for everybody?
Oh, right.
no,
No.
I met another Aboriginal man. He's from a different area and willy wagtail is actually good luck for him.
Wow.
Yeah,
He
right.
always saw
Oh.
them.
What if there's a family that like racehorses are bad luck? With Melbourne Cup, they'd have to like go
Yeah.
into hiding.
Oh,
Sean?
they would.
Sean.
Sean?
Sounds bad luck.
There'd be people
Good luck
die-
for my mum.
You'd be able to put a quartet or a trifecta on
Yeah.
it. Who's going to die in your family?
Thanks so much, Alicia.
That's really
That's
interesting.
so
Alicia.
interesting.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
I live close to an oldie.
Yes.
Oh, yes,
you
it's
barely
your new
mentioned it. You
obsession.
barely
Well,
mentioned it.
Over my time off, my neighbour Marnie came and grabbed me one night in a panic and said, "Come with me. We're going to Aldi. I'm going to teach you how to shop there."
Wow.
I'm going to also-
In a panic, she did that.
No, it was, Natalie. It was like you need to be ready in 5 minutes. It was like an emergency.
When we first started discussing LD, you weren't open to that.
Well, I need to be able to trust that the thing I fall in love with will always be there.
That's right. Yeah.
And I find sometimes with their delicious things that there is a bait and switch
Do
situation.
you have a fear of abandonment?
Put it this way, at the moment I know a lot of people at the shop at Aldi love the potato gratins. Gratin. And I said, Marnie goes, "You're going to love these." And I said to Marnie, "But this is my fear, Marnie. I'm going to open this box, put it in the oven. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna love it, and then it'll never be available again." And guess what? It has not been available since I tried it.
Yeah, no,
And
we've
it's
got
empty on all the shelves, and that's my fault.
we've gone through like cartons of that stuff because they come in
They're
fours.
Sean, they're amazing, and you have two, and then you think, oh well, the other two is right there. So we eat a whole box of it.
Yeah.
So this isn't about the food though. Marnie wanted to show me that there's always something for you at the special buys.
Yes, like
right?
trumpet,
To the point.
trumpets or
To the point, Natalie.
Elephant
where
taming
it's
gear.
psychically connected to you. Like literally.
Everything's connected to you. You got the Morris link
You
to
think you
anything
think
that's
I
on
want
sale.
everything?
Yes.
No.
Because Brian, I can imagine Brian in there.
Oh yeah. I picked
I
some
need
stuff
that.
up for
I want
Dad.
3 of those.
I got something for myself, and Dad goes, "I need it." So
Yeah, of course.
So anyway, I'm in my building phase, and then I was looking for I was using the 2 backup chairs to put a bit of wood over there, and then work on that, which is also dangerous, and I'm running 2 chairs. And I was thinking, I thought in my head, didn't say it out loud, didn't Google it. I need some like trestle. Sort of, I don't
You
know.
need
what
a
the bill's
sawhorse.
called. Like a trestle thing, so I can put the things on top.
Hey.
Anyway,
sawhorse once.
lo and behold, the latest special buys, $29. They were there. I know, and they've never been there before.
Psychic.
So this is the other thing I was walking around.
Well, why don't we put it to the test? Why don't you come up with something now?
No, because the thing is, you can't. I do. I've got several things in my head, Nat, that I'm now waiting for Wednesday's drop to see if they're going to be in there. I should write them on a bit of paper.
Yeah.
Like the magicians do, and then reveal it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So this is another thing that was in the specials buy, and it was $8, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll get these, and I'll show you what they are. Here, shot Nat.
I know exactly what they are.
Natalie, Don't you speak first?
Sean, I think I know what Sean uses it for.
Nat. So this is look. It looks like it's made out of terry toweling.
Yeah, that's stripy.
It's, rectangular terry toweling, different stripes. What is this, Natalie?
It's some sort of absorbent cloth for.
That's what I think it is.
A dishcloth or something?
No, Sean.
Yeah, it's an absorbent cloth that you use if you've had some special time by yourself.
No,
that's what I figured you used it for.
Oh, it's a sock. Any other guesses? What do you think? What else could it be?
Cleaning a window?
It was a tea towel, and you put it in the dryer too often.
Because it's small. It is small.
It looks like a towel.
Yeah, mini towel
for a Barbie doll.
Sure,
doesn't it? That's a towel for a Barbie doll.
Yeah. I can do
this is a 3-pack of handkerchiefs.
What? These are handkerchiefs.
These are handkerchiefs.
But you're not going to put that in your pocket.
I'm
not a hanky fan at the best of times.
People snot in towels.
No,
I have.
Is there something? I know a handkerchief inherently is gross.
Done worse.
Sean needs one triple the size of that, though.
But is this not made triple the level time gross?
What, so
because you blow your nose in this towel.
But then you put it in your pocket.
And
it's
you put
not
it up.
small enough. Gross.
Is that what it's supposed to be?
The people
So
at the
why
shops,
did you buy it?
I wanted to point out, the people at the shops, there would have been a factory out there that had scraps and going, okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Some idiot will buy them.
Yeah, and then the best idea was hankies.
Yeah.
And you've covered your ideas better. My Barbie doll towels. We've got to make a fortune out of that. Isn't that insane?
Also, the tag on it is almost bigger than the actual thing.
Peppertree. They've gone, who are we going to sell this to? Find this big German company.
I know. No one's going to buy these. And then a guy with a radio show.
Here he is.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.